Charles, one that we didn't talk about from Tuesday night in more depth is Rio Grande and Atrisco Heritage.
Yeah.
Atrisco Heritage, Johnny Rodriguez on the buzzer wins it. Rio Grande misses 4 free throws in the final minute, and it really doomed them. They had essentially their first district win, and then Johnny Rodriguez says, no, you don't.
You have to knock down your free throws. Coaches, like, pet peeve, it has to be at the top of the list that when you're winning a game, closing minutes, closing seconds, that you have confidence in your guys to go to the line and knock down those freebies. So Rio Grande left the door wide open for Atrisco, and Atrisco obliged, stepped right through the door and took the victory.
Well, we're talking 3 and out here now, and it's time to switch topics, Charles, and let's find out who the standout performers were last night. It's the U standout performers, and I'm going to go with my guy first, Zach Garrettson. Get out of his way. How about those
Zach.
3 triples in a row to really start out the Rio Rancho Rams? You know I'm going to go with my alumni guys. I mean, that's just how I am. I am a very biased broadcaster. It's okay.
You brought up a good point with Garrison. When Coach Salado was on, he said, I don't like Zach shooting those threes.
Yeah,
and
the fun, that's why it's funny to me.
That's all I highlight.
He sat here on this show and he said, man, everyone's knocking down threes for you. Brady Patterson, Juan Hurt, Zach Garrettson. He said, wait a minute, Zach Garrettson doesn't shoot threes. Well,
that's all I've been seeing him shoot.
Every highlight, Zach Garrett's busting a 3. We're going to have to ask Salata about that.
I think Coach is trying to bluff like the rest of these guys out there.
They all do it, right?
Bluffing us. See how they are with us?
Who else you got?
My U standout performers, I got to give credit where credit is due. The Valley backcourt did a phenomenal job. Anthony Chavez, 24 points. Christian Padilla, 17 points. And not just the points, the defensive effort that they put to clamp down a Gabe Bump, Alonzo Armijo. That's how you go out and shut down a team that has talented guards. You match them guard for guard, you get in their face, you force them to take tough shots, and at the end of the game, you can be proud of your effort, and they did exactly that. They put a great effort up.
A good friend of ours in the show's Tom Dragmeister at the very end of the game said that's what won it for him. Christian Padilla's defense, and even, you're right, Anthony Chavez's defense. Gabe Bump and Alonzo Amijo, 3 field goals. Where are these guys? Albuquerque High, if they're going to be the team that everybody says they are or that we say they are, then that can't happen. But it's a great job by Coach Coleman making the adjustments. But I'm going to say just Anthony Chavez is a freshman. In an environment like that, Bulldog City just screaming at him, it was never a problem. He was poised and cool like he was a senior, not a freshman.
Yeah, me personally, the coaching side of me was happy and excited for Coleman.
I saw you screaming out there.
The adjustments that he made from the first time they played Albuquerque High to this game, huge leaps. They figured out a better way to break the press that the Bulldogs like to put on. They figured out a way to be more aggressive with the guards. So they had the right matchups, and they knew that if we crash the glass, if you go look at the offensive rebounding, Valley dominated on the glass, and that played a big part in them taking this victory also.
Well, you got to give a big shout out to Peterson on the girls' side for La Cueva and Alexa Romano putting up 20+. But Peterson with 5 triples. Coach Eric Perea mentioned it. She was the spark off the bench, 4 3-pointers in the first half that really pushed La Cueva past St. Pius last night on Ladies' Night.
Yeah, as a coach, you expect those players to come off the bench and not have any type of drop-off from your starters, and Peterson did that. She came in, knocked down 4 3-pointers in the first half. Pius made no adjustments to even guard her. She knocked down 1 in the second half for good measure. Good game for them. I got one more for you. Yep. I got to give my U standout to Johnny Rodriguez and Devin Peace. Atrisco sitting there in the danger zone. 2 players step up.
There should have been a song in the background, right?
Leaves the door open, and they step through. And
Johnny Rodriguez, clutch.
He's been knocking down shots all season, so that's not an anomaly.
More consistent? Because that's what Coach Ortega needs is more consistency from starters like Johnny Rodriguez, and then they'll be okay.
Well, remember when Coach came on, he said, as Peace go, we go. And if Peace had a good game, he's producing it inside. It helps open up those shooters out there. And if Atrisco can get a little bit more of that going moving forward, I think they can give West Mesa fits on Thursday.
All right, well, let's move on here on 3 and Out, Charles. And now it's time to talk about Wednesday night hoops. And the Wednesday night hoops tonight, we've kind of downplayed this district all year, but we talked about how Max Prep's rankings has 3 of the teams in the top 16. Could you imagine? Sandia is going to take on Manzano. We'll have it for you right after this. Keep it here, and you'll check it out because Scott Galletti is going to have the call for us. District play, District 2, 5A, or 2, 6A, rocking and rolling. You said this at break. Sandia's 8-9. They're 2-0 in district. A win here, and then they get to play a non-district game against Valley. Big opportunity. They could really right the ship here and step up and maybe grab a seed that no one was talking about earlier in the season.
Well, yeah, because now you win your district. Let's say they beat Manzano tonight. They go to Valley. Let's say they beat Valley. Now you got a little bit more on your resume. You breeze through that district. Now they're going to do head-to-heads. You win that district. They're going to get a big seed, and someone with a really good record is going to be dropped down really far down in that seeding just by default because of the district champion being seeded.
Well, that game again tonight here on uSports Network, also on ProGameNetworks.com. Sandia at Manzano. Listen, Manzano's 6-11. I was telling you this. They have some players. I'm really impressed with Braxton Boyer. Yeah. Travell Holloway Jr. can shoot it when he's on, he's on. When he's not, he's not. And then Donovan Gale are kind of a floor general. So they do have pieces, Manzano. Coach Orell's first year maybe having some growing pains with Manzano, but I feel like they've got some players. It's at Manzano. Are the student crowd going to show? I don't know. No. I just think Sandia's got a big opportunity here, and Coach Bouchard, like you said, can right the ship. So I'm going to take Sandia by a close 7, maybe on the road, and I think they go then to 4-0 in district play and take complete control of this district. Yeah,
I got to agree with you. I think Sandia's going to win a close game, low scoring, 48-50 type of ball game, but it's going to be 50-42. I think they're going to pound it inside. I think Sam Cruz is going to have a big game for Sandia. He's been their Mr. Slasher. And I think Abbott's going to have one of those breakout games on the inside also. So I'm going with Sandia to win this.
Well, then Danny Brown and the Hornets continue to struggle. They're 2-15, 0-1 in district play as they'll take on El Dorado Eagles. If anybody needs a win, it's Coach Roy Sanchez and the El Dorado Eagles. Can they find a way to get some consistent scoring? You see the records. It's been difficult. El Dorado's 0-1 in district play. And then they've got to get ready then for their rivalry against La Cueva, which we'll have here on uSports Network Friday night.
Well, you have an El Dorado team coming off a tough loss to Gallup at home. You have a Highland team struggling to find some type of offense. They do have a bright spot. Fabian Roybal has been putting up a lot of numbers since he's become eligible for a Highland, and they've been a lot more competitive in some of these games since they've added some firepower. I just don't know if they have enough to go and beat El Dorado. I never know what I'm going to get with El Dorado. This is the problem. I want to pick them, but something's telling me to pick Highland. But I'm trying to win this time, so I'm going to go with El Dorado to win.
I mentioned Highland is 0-1 in district, actually 0-2 in district play. You look at the rest of the district, obviously, with La Cueva. Let me ask you a question. Is this Sandia's district? Or Manzano? I mean, they can be undefeated in district with an upset win tonight.
They have a big chance to do that, but I picked Sandia at the beginning of the year to win this because I felt that they would come around eventually and start to really dominate and show their inside presence. If some of their guards can be just a little more solid with the ball, it seems that they're doing that, and I think they're going to really take advantage of their height.
Well, they could really take advantage of what was an atrocious start to the season. They have a couple of key wins, though, on their resume. One against Volcano Vista, which looks really good. If they can continue to win in this district, maybe win against Valley, they can find themselves in good position come state tournament time. Who would have thought that? Hey, timeout coming up next. We'll talk the Super Bowl when you return. It's uSports Central.